So during the 5th week, you know that the initial phase which I talked about yesterday is between week 4 to week 5. That's the initial phase. And I had to spend more time on the initial phase because the initial phase is very, very important. If you don't understand the initial phase of the development of the respiratory system, you may not understand the other phases. And the other phases, we shall just summarize them. So we saw that during the initial phase, number 1, the lung bud develops as a protrusion from the anterior wall of the foregut. The proximal part of the lung bud forms the larynx, which controls the closure and opening of the respiratory tract, and the lower portion forms the trachea and the bronchi. And we also saw that the tracheoesophageal septa develop to separate the respiratory system from the foregut. And we also saw the terminal end of the lung bud dividing into the primary or the 2 bronchial buds, which are primary, the primary divided into the secondary divided into, by the 5th week, the secondary would have divided into the tertiary. So what I had not talked about is during that initial phase, how does the pleural membrane, both the visceral and the parietal and the pleural cavity, develop? So originally, before the diaphragm forms, before the thoracic diaphragm forms, the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity are continuous with each other. I repeat, originally, before the thoracic diaphragm forms completely, the thoracic cavity and the abdominal or peritoneal cavity are continuous with each other. And this is the cavity, and it is known as the pericardio-peritoneal canal. This space is the pericardio-peritoneal canal. Its upper part is in the thorax, its lower part is in the abdomen. So before the thoracic diaphragm forms, this cavity is continuous with each other. It is the thoracic diaphragm which will form and separate the two. So originally it is known as the pericardio-peritoneal canal. Peritoneal cavity of the abdomen, pericardio for the pericardial cavity of the thorax. That's why they call it the pericardio-peritoneal canal. So as our lung bud is growing and lengthening, as we saw in the initial phase, it has given off the 2 bronchial buds. The bronchial buds divide into secondary, 2 on the left, 3 on the right, projecting the 3 lobes on the right lung and the 2 lobes on the left lung. And then we even saw that they continue and also form the tertiary, as we saw in our illustration, okay, during the initial phase. Okay, so as it is growing and lengthening during the initial phase, it is invaginating into the pericardio-peritoneal canal, as you can see. This is our lung bud. In the 5th week, it now has secondary bronchi, 3 on the secondary lung buds, which are going to become the secondary bronchi, 3 on the right, which are going to supply the 3 lobes of the right lung, and 2 on the left, which are going to supply the 2 lobes of the left lung during the 5th week. So as this is taking place, these bronchial buds invaginate a cavity known as the pericardio-peritoneal canal. And that is the cavity of the thorax and the abdomen. Now,